I think, first of all, a very good evening to all of you, and congratulations to the Aashish Contractor for the launch of this lovely book. Uh, I think health for me, I've always said is, being an actor, you're not just a model, you're a role model, and it's very important to lead by lifestyle. And for me, I wake up really early in the morning, embarrassingly early, and sometimes I don't know what to do, but I wake up at 4:30. I train. My day begins by 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I usually sleep by 9:30. That's pretty early because I have my dinner early, in case I'm not working. And it's something that's very important, especially for the young kids out here that are very impressionable, and everyone at large. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I've never done drugs, and I think it's something that I don't scream out about, but I think somewhere down the line it's helped me in my lifestyle. And I think good health is about good food, a good exercise routine, and good sleep. So I always say it's like a tripod stand. Without one, you kind of collapse, and it's important to have, you know, all three in your life.
Thank you. You've had a chance to go through the book before the others have. Was there anything that particularly stood out for you that you'd like Dr. Contractor to elaborate on, to clarify, to speak about?
Yeah, actually, there was an article that was very reminiscent of what page was it? 12, 13. There's an article that was very, one of the chapters on risk factors that was very reminiscent of something that happened in my life. And here it says that, here it speaks about, your doctors keep telling me to quit smoking, but look at my uncle Dinshaw. He smoked one packet a day, red meat, eggs and, alcohol, etc., everything, and he survived till the ripe old age of 92. And on the other hand, there's another guy called Mahesh who only had boiled foods and was a sannyasi, and walked 5 miles a day, and he had a heart attack at 48. And Ashish, this actually happened I mean, I experienced this with my father's two best friends. One was a Bengali gentleman who drank, smoked, everything, and he lived till the age of 90. And the other gentleman, a Punjabi gentleman who never drank, never smoked, died of cancer. And he had a heart attack early in his life at the age of 50. And he was gone by the time he was 55. So don't people ask you this very often, that what is smoking and drinking and a crazy lifestyle got to do with? Look at these people; these are examples out here.
So to answer that, actually I get that asked all the time, and let me explain it in the concept of risk factors and driving a car, because everybody understands driving a car. Let's say you're driving a car on this road on Friday at 5 a.m. and you're driving at 20-30 kilometers per hour and obeying all the rules. The chances of you having an accident are very slim. But let's say instead it was 5 o'clock in the evening on a Friday, there's lots of traffic, you're driving really fast, you're maybe talking on the phone while driving, you've had a drink or two, there's water on the road. The chances of you having an accident increase. So, sort of drinking and driving, talking on the phone, speeding, rash driving, they're all risk factors for having an accident. But it is possible that sometimes people drive crazily and nothing happens, like the Bengali gentleman your dad knew, who sort of did everything wrong and still survived.
Absolutely, yeah.
And sometimes you do everything right, you're driving carefully, and you still have a problem. So that's 5% of the people do everything right and still have a problem, and there are 5% of the people who do everything wrong and they don't have the problem. The rest of us fall in that 90%. So things like cholesterol, blood pressure, adequate sleep, exercise, all of those are the risk factors which really lead to heart disease. And the more we keep it under control, the less the chance of us having a problem.
I think this would be the most relevant and popular question for you. What are the symptoms of a heart attack, and what immediate emergency steps can we take?
So I think to put it very simply, a lot of people are confused between things like acidity and gas and a heart attack. So I say any discomfort, anywhere from your navel to your nose, okay, especially when you're exerting, when you're exercising, and that goes away when you rest, that could be related to, those are signs of angina. So angina is not only pain in the left side of your chest going to your left arm, which is a very classical textbook definition. It's any discomfort anywhere in the upper body which increases with exertion. So it doesn't mean every time you get a toothache, you're having a heart attack, but a toothache could be a sign of having heart disease, okay? So that's the first thing. In an emergency, you get all these WhatsApp forwards going around, start coughing violently and do, frankly, none of that works. What you need to do is give the person an aspirin and make them eat it up, chew it up, not swallow the aspirin, chew it up, because that can dissolve the clot, and head to the nearest hospital. The biggest mistake we make in our city is we call the general practitioner, he will take 20 minutes to come, he will then say something's wrong, he will say let me do an ECG, and time has gone by. So time is muscle in such a situation, okay? And speaking of muscle, actually John, we met a couple of weeks back at your place, and you were talking about your workout. So do you do only a lot of strength training, or do you also do cardio? What's your workout like?
So now in fact, I approach it in two ways. My next film requires for me to lose a lot of weight, but I do a lot of functional training. I do a bit of strength, a lot of cardio, and I mix it all up. I have a lot of fun. The idea is to be excited, to get up in the morning and go to the gym or go for a walk or go for a run. And it happens once a year when I'm with my two friends here, Mr. Anil Singh and Vivek Singh, the Mumbai Marathon, when we wake up in the morning. But on a regular basis, I love waking up and I love shocking my body, and I just enter the gym and I don't tell myself what I'm going to be doing today. And I start playing around. It's like a child in a candy store. And it's really romantic and it's beautiful, and you're all alone with the weights, and you know, and it's how you approach it and how you see it. And I've made this, and I tell a lot of people this, Aashish. You know, I'm very spiritual. I'm an agnostic, probably tending to an atheist. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I tell people that the only church, the only mandir, the only mosque is that gym or that place where you work out. Could be the road as well where you walk. And you know, you need to worship your body. And it's very important, and that should come paramount. And I try and inculcate the same thing with a lot of youngsters who ask me questions, and I keep telling them, Aashish, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I tell them it's not about big biceps, it's not about six packs, it's about what your core strength is and whether I could beat Dhananjay. I think Dhananjay can outlast me, completely outlast me, you know, in any marathon. He can run circles around me, and I think that's very special. What he does is very commendable. For all you guys who think it's easy, trust me, when we stand there in the mornings and when we look out, what you guys do is really to cross that line is absolutely fantastic. So a big hand to you again. I think you're a real hero.
Great, that's amazing. So you actually wake up at the time Anil Singh goes to bed.
He's the fittest man I know on this side of the planet. No, I eat 3, 4, 5 times a day, but you know, my trainer asked me to have a cheat meal. I don't think I've had a cheat meal in I don't know how many years. I haven't touched aerated drinks in 20 plus years. I think it's a way of life for me, so it's not me beating my chest and telling people, hey, listen, you know, today I avoided having this, avoided having that. I think it's, I enjoy the space that I'm in, and I love Parsi food. I love Parsi food. I love my pata machli. So, but at the same time, I'm predominantly vegetarian. I have egg whites, and I have complex carbohydrates, like, you know, I have my oatmeal after my workout, and I just feel good about myself, and I try and keep it clean, and I try and keep it really, really light. So I'm very energetic from early morning, and I really don't feel tired. But towards 9:30, I start building like a flower, like I just go down like this, because I think I need another pit stop of food, otherwise I'm gone.
What kind of motivates you to be this consistent and this regular? One of the things we tell our patients is that it's not doing dramatic things for a short period of time which is going to give you success. It's doing relatively simple things, but again and again and again, which is sort of going to give you that long-term success. So, what's your driving force? I mean, is it your profession? Is it?
Yeah, I think to be partly true, and if I must confess, it's also my profession, but it's also a way of life for me. And I think I'm the perfect example of someone who doesn't go into any extreme cases of doing things to change myself around. I think it's gradual, it's progressive, and I take a lot of care when I kind of have to lose weight, or when I have to put on weight, when I have to run, when I have to do strength training. So I really don't get excited about being dramatic about it, but I am careful with my diet.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're closing in at 6:40. May
Okay.
I open the floor up to questions?
Okay, so actually before you find a question, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but before we sort of open up the floor to questions, and while I just want to say a few thank yous. I want to thank my friend Mark Mendel for putting the evening together, and for inviting John. Thank you, Sanaya and Kajal, for helping out. Thank you to the entire publishers team, the Westland team. Thank you to Crossword for helping putting this together. And this book actually is a distillation of all that I've learned from my patients. So I really need to thank my patients and the people who are part of my life, who have been part of this. So Mr. Rajan Javeri is there; he's part of the book. Mr. Arun Sheth is there; he's part of the book. So they're all. In fact, Mr. Arun Sheth, Vivek will enjoy this. On the first marathon that we did in 2004. He was among the group of 25 heart disease patients who ran, and Times of India got so excited, it actually made him take his shirt out to show the scar, and he's doing his roar on the scar. There's a page 3 of Times of India in 2004, just as before the marathon. So he's out there. Anil and Vivek Singh, the marathon forms a big part of my life. Anil also forms a part of the book, which I will not disclose. You'll have to read that. Who else? Mr. Venkat, I'd seen him earlier. I think he's lost somewhere out here. So he had heart disease, and not only did he run after that, he's actually formed something called a Zippers Club. So the zipper is people who have a scar in the middle. We call that a zipper club. So people with bypass surgery, and they run after that. Ms. Bhavna Kothari is there. She's an example of a lady with heart disease. Mrs. Sadarangani was there. Aruna, I saw her there, but unfortunately, yes. So she's out here. So thank you. And again, a lot of the book is conversational, so it's really who I am, and who I am has been shaped by my family. They're sitting out here, my mother, my father, thank you very much, my wife, my daughter, my sister, I can't see her, oh my god, you got the ringside seat, so thank you. Thank you to my friends and my work colleagues, who are more like friends than colleagues, and to my hospital, the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital, for really providing a environment which we can really go out and do the kind of work we want to do. Dr. Dawar, our medical director, he couldn't be here. He had a surgery in the family just this morning. So thanks to him, Mr. Mahesh Kamdar, Ms. Avni Mehta, and big thanks to Mrs. Neeta Ambani, the chairperson of the Reliance Foundation Hospital, for setting it up. It truly is a visionary hospital and fabulous infrastructure. So please do come. Thank you to the media for coming here. Thank you so much for coming and supporting. And thank you, John. I mean, for so readily and so literally straight from the heart. We met you and you said yes, like literally in 5 minutes. John's not just an icon of health and fitness. I think he's an icon of just modesty and humility, and in spite of all the success, he really is the boy next door. You read about that in you read about that in papers and magazines, and often these things sound very cliche, but in my experience, I can certainly say that's not a cliche. So, and thank all of you for taking off time and for honoring me and coming for the book. So, we'll open up the floor to questions from the media, from the audience. Yes, the youngest person ever question. Can you give a gift to him? I'm sure, yes.
The chocolates? The chocolates?
There's a special gift for you.
Thank you, thank you. It's really kind.
Any questions?
We're taking questions from the audience, and then we can also take questions from the media.
John, as you said in your next film, you're gonna lose weight. So how do you manage that? Like you said, you follow a fixed routine, you wake up early, but in the next film you'll be losing weight. So how do you follow? Like how do you make up with these changes that you have to make?
Yeah, it's regular for me. It's normal. I just change the kind of workout I do and the kind of diet I have. But it's systematic and it's a long process for me. I can't do it quickly and I can't do it overnight. I wish I could say that, but I'm not Superman. So it takes me time, but I increase my cardio, I increase the time I run for, stuff like that. So it's just regular. I mean, I could sit here and talk about it the whole evening, but it's just about lifestyle.
Would you use it when you're doing cardio so that you know whether you're pushing your limits or?
Yeah, I honestly see nothing wrong with it, but today I've probably reached a point when I'm running. I know when I touch 160, when I touch 165, I know when I'm going down to 130, I know when I'm really down to 80, 85. So it's also because of years of training, I've understood my body, I know where I'm meant to push till. But I think it's important because I think, I think it's important that you do. In my books, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's important because even working out and losing weight or gaining muscle, etc., is a very scientific process. For example, some people like me, or in general, if I run above 165, I'm burning muscle. If I run below 130, I'm wasting my time. But if I'm running between 130 and 165, I'm probably burning some amount of fat. And it's different for each person. So if it helps you regulate what you're doing, and that's what actually interval training is about. When you're really slow, you start walking and you start running. It's about keeping your heart rate at a certain level to kind of burn some amount of fat. And I do recommend it, and I've tried all HRMs in my life and heart rate monitors in my life, and some work, some don't. So for me, it's more like what's the next best thing that I can try?
I guess it's intuitive for you. Now you sort of learn to.
It's intuitive.
You know when you're at 160, you know where you're at 130.
I know exactly. When I'm on the Stairmaster, and I know by the 13th minute, I know I'm going to be at about 164, 165. I literally know my heart rate exactly. But it's also, like you said, it's intuition and it's understanding your body. So I've got used to it.
That's so important to be in sync with your body. I think that's, for both of you, that's what we have to take away from here. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to introduce myself as one of the patients of Dr. Contractor. For pretty long, 14 years. I was detected with a blockage, and when I went to the hospital, I think he gave what encouragement and what regime, and that helped me not getting operated, not having stent, and still I'm running myself. For 14 years I'm going to cardiac care, and only because of his inspiration. And when I saw this book, I have sent it to almost 15 people, saying that you should follow this, and then your life can be better. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Probably the best testimonial coming from Auntie and coming from you, sir. Auntie, you said that, he held your hand and he made you, and you're thin. I need to hold your hand because I need to lose weight now. So I'll hold your hand and then we'll go for walks together.
If you hold her hand, the heart rate might go up very high. And I'm a little worried about that. That 160 zone might be exceeded.
Thank you, Dr. Contractor. I request no one to come up on stage, please.
Make way.